Welcome to the 2023 Preseason NCAA Men's Lacrosse Rules and Officiating video. This presentation contains significant rules changes for the upcoming season, points of emphasis, and officiating guidance. Numerous video examples have been selected to illustrate and enhance the understanding of the rules for officials, coaches, and student athletes. Please note that there was no intent to embarrass any institution, coach, student athlete, or official with the selection of these clips. The Rules Committee would like to bring the following items to the attention of the men's lacrosse community through the points of emphasis. A full list of the points of emphasis can be found in the 2023 and 2024 NCAA Men's Lacrosse Rules Book. Players are required to properly wear their equipment as designed, including but not limited to shoulder pads, chest protectors, gloves, and arm pads. In addition, this includes properly securing helmets on the head as designed. Head coaches will certify during the pregame meeting with the game officials that their team is properly equipped. The pregame equipment certification by the head coach and official shall act as the team warning. The Rules Committee would like to remind coaches and officials that all crosses are subject to inspection, including the face-off player's cross, throughout the duration of the game. It is the expectation that officials will be inspecting crosses to ensure that the cross is legal for play. The Rules Committee urges a continued commitment by coaches, players, and administrators to uphold and respect the game to the highest level, both on and off the field. A continued commitment is needed to ensure that all participants are working together to foster good sportsmanship and to continue to promote a positive image for our game. For several years, the committee has reminded coaches and players to remain in their respective areas on the sidelines. The committee is noticing a troubling trend across all divisions of players standing too close to the boundary lines and coaches entering the field of play. Coaches and officials are instructed to work together to ensure that coaches and players remain in their respective areas. The Rules Committee is noticing an alarming trend in close games where the team on defense deliberately and/or intentionally fouls in an attempt to prevent the offense from a scoring opportunity. Officials have been instructed that this behavior is considered flagrant misconduct. Let's start with the rules changes that were made during the annual meetings in June. The Rules Committee addressed several rules changes, with only the most significant changes covered in this video. Please refer to the Summary of Rules Changes for 2023 on the Men's Lacrosse NCAA.org Playing Rules page for a complete listing of adjustments. No protrusions or sharp edges are permitted on the sidewall of the cross. In addition, the cross shall not be able to hook on any part of the player's body or equipment, including the helmet. The cross shall not penetrate the lacrosse helmet face protector that has been certified to meet the NCAA standard at the time of manufacture. The Rules Committee and the Playing Rules Oversight Panel approved two other rules changes which establish standardized penalties for contact to the head or neck area. In addition, illegal contact by the defense no longer negates a goal, provided that the ball is in the goal before the player on offense makes contact with the crease, goal mouth, or goalkeeper. These rules changes will be discussed later in the video with detailed examples of how these plays will be adjudicated during the 2023 season. The following are good examples of offensive players taking the correct path to the goal and diving without landing in the goal mouth. As a reminder, an offensive player on their own or by legal defensive contact shall not enter the opposing team's goal mouth at any time. Due to the rules change that no longer negates the scoring of a goal due to illegal contact from the defender that forces the offensive player into the goal mouth or crease, the following examples are legal goals for the 2023 season. The offensive player takes a good path to the goal and, despite the illegal contact from the defender, lands outside the goal mouth. This type of goal counted last year and will count this year as well. If the player in white lands in the goal mouth in 2023, the goal would have counted provided that the ball was in the goal prior to making contact with the goal crease, goal mouth, or goalkeeper. Illegal contact from the defense does not negate a goal. The Rules Committee established 3 categories for contact to the head and/or neck area: indirect contact, direct contact, and excessive or flagrant contact. As outlined in Rule 5.3, officials are to pay particular attention to these examples when applying this rule. These are intended as guidance and include, but are not limited to, the following: contact with the head and/or neck in any manner from any direction, a player that delivers a late hit, a player that extends the arm, elbow, forearm, or shoulder to initiate contact to the head and/or neck area of the opponent, a player that follows through with the body, for example, the head, elbow, shoulder, etc., and makes contact with the opponent's head and/or neck area, a player that leaves their feet or launches in order to deliver a blow to the head and/or neck area of the opposing player, and a player that uses the cross in any way to initiate contact to the head and/or neck area. Players who make indirect contact to an opponent's head and/or neck shall receive a non-releasable 1-minute penalty. When the initial force of the contact is through the body of the opponent and then slides up to the head and/or neck area, the committee believes this type of indirect contact to the head action shall be penalized. When penalizing this type of infraction, the committee is requiring that officials assess this penalty as indirect contact to the head. Players who make direct contact to an opponent's head and/or neck shall receive a 2-minute non-releasable penalty. When penalizing this type of infraction, the committee is requiring that officials assess this penalty as direct contact to the head. Players who make excessive or flagrant contact to an opponent's head and/or neck shall receive a 3-minute non-releasable penalty and/or possible expulsion from the game. When penalizing this type of infraction, the committee is requiring that officials assess this penalty as excessive or flagrant contact to the head. The following clips are examples of technical foul pushes without possession. The following clip is an example of a technical foul push with possession. The official correctly called this penalty a push from behind. However, this play could have been escalated to a cross check based on the extension and the use of the cross between the hands by the defensive player. The following clips are examples of personal foul cross checks. The following clips are examples of slashing. In this clip, the defender in white poke checks the player in red directly to the head and/or neck area. The following example is withholding the ball from play. The player in white covers the ball with his body. The Rules Committee has seen a positive trend in face-off play based on feedback from the membership. Face-offs are conducted quicker, which has resulted in cleaner face-off play. There is zero tolerance for a player to not be positioned properly to begin the face-off. The official in this clip immediately calls a violation and awards the ball to the offended team. Correct positioning to start a face-off requires proper top-to-stop alignment. The face-off players here are properly aligned after the official's down command. The player in white is positioned improperly as his glove is not on the ground. The game of lacrosse is seeing an emphasis on utilizing screens as part of offensive tactics. The committee reminds coaches and players that a legal screen requires the screener to stay within the vertical plane, including the cross, with a stance in which the inside of the screener's feet is not wider than shoulder width apart. The screener must be motionless if contact occurs. In addition, a screener shall not lean into the path of an opponent or extend hips into that path. Likewise, defensive players are not permitted to foul a legal screener. The offensive and defensive players do a great job of avoiding contact on a screen play behind the goal. The following clips are examples of legal screens. The following clips are examples of illegal screens. In this clip, the defensive player fouls the offensive player who is setting a legal screen. The following clip is a nice illustration of a ball hitting the goal pipe, satisfying the requirements of a valid shot. The shot clock is held as the ball returns to the defensive half. The player in red picks up the ball in the offensive half of the field, so the shot clock should be reset to 60 seconds. The officials in this play did the right thing and stopped play to ensure that the shot clock was correct before restarting play. In the following clip, the team in black gains possession on a turnover near midfield, resulting in an 80-second shot clock reset. The shooter quickly takes a valid shot that caroms off the goal pipe and goes out of bounds with more than 60 seconds remaining on the shot clock. The offensive team retains possession in their offensive half of the field. The shot clock is reset to 60 seconds, regardless of the time remaining on the shot clock before the ball went out of bounds. This concludes this video presentation. Thank you for your attention, and good luck this season.
Boys, congratulations for being here. Enjoy the moment. Get after it, have fun, respect the game. Goalie, stay alone.